All right. The Washington State Cougars are going to take on the Oregon Ducks. And, well, this looks like kind of a high spread here. Look, I know Oregon, what can you say? They've had a great season. They lost last week. Remember, they lost to Washington 36-33. And, uh, well, Oregon's rushing the ball for over 200 yards a game. But the one thing to note with this particular series is, well, uh, even though Oregon's been a juggernaut, a powerhouse for years, right? Dating back, we've seen the rise of the Oregon program in all the sports. And Washington State, what can you say? They've been in kind of, you know, the bottom of the Pac-10 in a lot of things, and they are one of the teams that have been left out of the, you know, party. They got kicked out of the league. They were, kicked out of the deals, if you will, of moving on. So all this FCS steam rolling in over here, you guys. I'm excited. Do want to mention one quick note, however. We did give out the under in the Phillies Diamondbacks game, and that total has already been hit. I know we're not supposed to get off the topic here, but I just have to mention it because that total is going down here to 7.5. So please, if you were on with me or you like the under, this is your moment right now. This game is already on the move in a lot of places and going down to 7.5. I guess once I gave it out, you guys, everyone piled on. See, Liverpool beat Edmonton here today. Let's continue on. I'm not supposed to get off these games. Okay. So we've been in the same boat with these two teams. Oregon, kind of been Oregon, and Washington State. This is actually quite a good, great season so far. 4-2 record. Washington State's been, covering numbers in conference games over the last couple of seasons. They've covered 14 of their last 20 conference games. Now the Ducks, ever since Lanning's come in, they are 6-1 against the spread as a home favorite, and 8-3-1 in the Pac-12 since Lanning has taken over. I mean, they got Nix at quarterback, but Washington State's not in too bad of a situation either. They played pretty well. Not great as a road underdog since coming out of the pandemic, but last two they started 4-0. Remember, and they've lost the last two to teams like this. Basically, they lost to UCLA just 25-17. Probably not like this. Oregon maybe is a notch above, but also to Arizona. They're not in Oregon's category either, but good program through the years nonetheless in conference. But that one was 44-6, and the Cougars were outgained by over 2-1 yardage margin in those two games. But here's the thing for me: Oregon is just always too heavily favored. Want to mention, Gerardo. I'll get to that maybe in just a minute. Pump it up here a little bit. But Washington State's covered 11 of the last 13 meetings in this series. It's almost all I need to know to a certain extent. This isn't a series where Oregon puts on the juice. That's what it feels like to me. They do, but they don't. And here's the thing: you see the total there at 60, and that one's pretty even. I can figure that out. Interesting to note that total. Let me take a look and make sure it is still 60 because it opened 55.5 and has continued to go up here. And yeah. So 60, even I could figure this one out. That would be 40-20. And interestingly, Oregon has won the last 4 games, averaging 40.5 points per game. Now, Washington State, I feel like they're a little bit better this year than those last couple of teams. And the Cougars, their last mentioned, covering 11 of the last 13. Well, how about 5-0-1 against the spread against the Ducks in the last 6 meetings. Now, that is over, 12 years basically. And this one has gone over in 14 of the last 19 meetings. And, well, it might go over again today, but that price sure is inflated. But I think that's the way I'm going to look here in this game, though, is going to be on the over. This one's already gotten away from me. I'm not tipping my hand here, but, these are probably some pretty solid. I feel like these are some pretty solid trends here with Washington State in this matchup. So be on the lookout. If we'll have premiums here, we'll see what we're doing. But give me the over in this one. This one's gotten away, but I feel like Washington State gets it on the back end and maybe gets that money as well. And I will take over in this one today. All right. Oregon, though, and over for Thomas. So Dre likes the under. All right.